coming off a game against Illinois State and heading into this weekend's Austin Peay. Just thoughts on your team?
Yeah, it's good to be back home this week. We've had 3 on the road, and it's that's our guys have handled that, I think, pretty well. We've kind of went 1 and 2 on that road stint there, and but it's always nice to get home. I think first of all, the kind of had the same feeling coming out of this game on watching film on Sunday that we did with SEMO. When you're playing really good quality opponents like Illinois State is. Coming off of a tough loss, by a great win by one of our conference part brothers that kind of beat Illinois State, and I think that probably kept them a little even more motivated. That they're kind of in a must-win situation, and so all those things you can't play. You just can't have mistakes that we had in that game. I mean, we're just finding out that we see these elements of the games. We had got to 6 points in that game and felt really good that we were moving the ball. We were stopping them. We felt really good going into halftime down 6, where we felt like, hey, we're in this game. We can, this is a game we can win. And then, just again, looking at the film and seeing forfeiting some opportunities to win through some penalties, through some misfits in the run game, and giving up a big play in the secondary. I mean, these are little things that we keep saying are fixable, but we got to start executing those things, because that's what digs us holes, and we can't climb out of them against really good opponents. So, there's a lot of positives that we saw on film on Sunday. We haven't. It's tough. Nobody likes to lose, but we're going to continue to understand that this is probably going to be one of our hardest years of this transition, and there's great opportunities for our kids to learn and recognize, so they don't just hear our words all the time, that they're seeing for themselves that they can't afford to make these types of mistakes against teams like this. So hopefully we learn that. We'll have a great week of practice. I think guys were really in good spirits in the weight room on Sunday evening and afternoon, and had a little spring in their step to know that they want to, hey, we're 2 and 2. It's not, the sky's not falling. But we got another really good quality opponent coming here to Hunter Stadium that we need to be ready for.
Yes. Anything specific on Austin Peay? They played some good teams. They played SIU, and they got a road win last week. So what has shown up on film about them?
Yeah, still kind of, been doing that a lot yesterday, and still today I'm kind of, I like to kind of go look at both sides. And so spending a little bit more time watching their defense today. I know offensively, they I see, we're not going to see anything real super different that we've seen, against these last few weeks. Their offensive line is not, it's not one of these huge offensive lines like we saw against Illinois State, but I think they're very athletic. They move well. They can get out and pull and do some of those things. So I think you see a lot of quick game, screen game, those types of things. So we've got to be able to, make tackles in space. I think their quarterback runs well. I mean, he can do stuff with his feet, and they got a little bit of that to their game. Hurt Stephen F. Austin with that a little bit, and so. It's I don't think it's like last week we saw well, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, you see some of these several formations, that a lot of window dressing, a lot of stuff that you have to prepare for. I don't think you see a ton of that, but they've got good athletes. I think we've good running back, but one, when you've been able to play guys like, Gino in our league and stuff like that, it should not be a complete surprise to us, their run game. So I give that running back a lot of credit, but it helps us the fact that we've played some pretty good running backs here the last few weeks too. So a lot of things. I'm looking forward to kind of watching a little bit more what they do defensively. I do know, they're an odd front. We see a lot of odd fronts with more of a 3-3 stack looking defense. That means they're going to come from a lot of directions, and they've done a good job. And they played and had a great win against a real formidable opponent in Stephen F. Last week. So good football team. We got to we've got to eliminate opportunity, self-inflicted mistakes that if you do that, you can't beat teams like Austin Peay.
You mentioned playing at home. You all were 4-1 at home last year. You one win in your only home game this year. It's obvious you want to play home and your team plays well, but just a little bit about that and what the atmosphere has been like in your home contest.
Well, they've been great. Our first home opener was awesome. Great turnout. This week will be special with a Hall of Fame weekend, and so inducting some members into our Hall of Fame. We've got a lot of alumni. We're putting one of our famous alums, Dee Dee Dorsey, going in. So we got a lot of alums coming back. It's a great opportunity for our kids to, everybody in our fan base, our alumni base, has been really, really excited about this move, and us moving up to Division I FCS level, and so the excitement's there, the support's there. We get a lot of encouragement. A lot of these guys know that they trust in the direction of our program as we're making it through this, and so that's always really encouraging to see that many guys coming back and that are really on board with kind of how we're approaching this transition, which we don't like to use the word, but it is what it is. So it should be an exciting week, and I really do think just kind of like how our guys responded, following our loss at SEMO that next week. Started a little slow, but they got some confidence going, and we were able to have a come from behind win, and hopefully we repeat that and learn from it and come back with a little bit more energy at the start of the games. That's the thing right now. We're trying to figure out, how do you get teams to start fast? I think every coach in America would love to answer that question if their kids don't do it. So we're trying every strategy, everything we can in practice, because again, you can't start slow against quality opponents like this and always expect to dig out of holes.
I know we just had the Austin Peay radio person join us. I don't know if Van can hear. Van, if you have a question for Coach, let me know, or if not, I'm going to let him go. Maybe not then. All right, Coach. Well, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you, man.